Ideally, if you can, do this in bare feet so that you can sense the mat or your floor or whatever you're standing on. It's really nice to do outside, but it's a bit damp today for that. So just close your eyes for a second and just take your senses to your feet. So take your awareness in your mind's eye down to your feet. And just notice all of your toes. Can you feel each toe individually? So start with your big toe and then just press the second toe in, the third toe, the fourth toe and the fifth toe. And if you're anything like me, I find that really hard. I can probably feel my first and second, but kind of lose it when I get to the third. So, and then go back the other way. So start with the little toe, the fourth toe, the third, the second and the first. And then just try and distribute your weight evenly between your toes, the balls of your feet and your heels. And then sense the inside edge of your foot to the outside edge of your foot touching the mat. And then just also sense that little lift underneath the arch of your foot where it's probably, unless you're very flat-footed, it won't be touching your mat. And then from here, we're just going to start to sway our body forwards and backwards. So as you come forward, keep your heels down. And as you come backwards, keep your toes down. Try and keep your feet spread so that you're not gripping with your toes on the mat. So keep your toes as relaxed as you can. And what we're doing when we do this, we're just starting to take our attention into our body, so be more present with ourselves. But we're also starting to just wake up the connections between your feet and your pelvis, between your feet and your lower abdominals, between your feet and your pelvic floor. So your body is all connected. And whatever's going on at your feet will be mirrored in your pelvis and vice versa. So as you rock forward, just notice what you feel on the front of your body. You might feel your abdominals, maybe lower abdominals, just gently. And then as you go back, you might feel a little bit, just for me, this is where I feel it, just under here, just so you're probably not looking, but the bottom, like your bottom cheeks, just at the bottom of my bottom cheeks. I can feel it there. So let's try side to side and see what that feels like. So as we rock onto the outside edge of one foot and the inside edge of the other. And again, just trying to, as you go through this, notice all of your toes as you rock from one side to the other. Notice that pressure through the bottom of your feet. Good. And then we'll take that into a circle. So instead of side to side or forwards and back, we're trying to run like a spinning top. And again, trying to keep your toes and feet as relaxed as you can as you circle around. And using your lower abdominals and pelvic floor to help stabilize. And then go back in the other direction. Good, just go once more all the way around. And then coming back to the center of your mat. Okay, roll your shoulders. So just release that off. So give your feet a little wiggle. Make sure you're not too tense then. Then just turn your head to one side. And then turn your head to the other side. Take a nice breath in now. Straighten your legs. Lengthen your arms up towards the ceiling. And as you breathe out, take your arms down. And again, so breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, soften your knees now. Breathing in, reach up. So just starting to go a little bit closer towards the floor each time. So inhale, you reach up. Exhale, you take your arms down. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale down. We're going to finish with the arms up towards the ceiling and then just go into our vertical bow and arrow. So pull down one side and then just turn your head and look towards the side that you're bending your elbow. So one way and then the other. And just notice as you do this, just notice any feelings of tension in the body. Maybe one side feels tighter than the other. Maybe you both feel good, doesn't matter. Just notice what you feel. And then finish there, take your hands down and just roll your shoulders. So sweep your hands up. You're probably going to lose my hands, but just imagine that you can push the ceiling away. So I'm pulling my palms back, pressing the ceiling away with my hands. And then I'm going to push my hands out to the side. Imagine you can push the wall away on either side with your hands and then sweep them all the way down. So do that again. So what we're trying to do is activate these muscles around the back of your shoulders, your latissimus dorsi. And when you sweep your hands, do you notice, especially when you take your hands away from you and then down to the floor, do you notice anything going on in your abdominals? We'll do that one more time. Inhale up, exhale, sweep those hands down. And then once again, just have a little wiggle. So we're going to a little knee bend here. So sort of a mini squat. So just bend your knees and then take your bottom slightly behind you. So you don't want to bend your knees and lift your knees go forward. You want your bottom to go slightly behind you. And now as you bend your knees, we're going to do a little bit of upper body work as well. So palms up and just slide the hands forward and then slide them back. So I'll show you sideways on. So for now, I'm keeping my back nice and straight, just turning my palms up. That helps you to open up through your chest. And then on the next one, we're going to round our spine. So instead of keeping our back straight, we're going to round the spine. So tuck your chin towards your chest. So maybe slow it down a little bit as well. Rounding the spine and then stacking back up. So round you go one way. And we'll do that 2 more times. And make this your last one. Okay, from here coming up, we're just taking the arms out to the side. So working on opening the chest again. So just take the palms up, have your elbows and hands about the same height, and just little pulses with those thumbs behind you. Think about trying to keep your upper arms close to your rib cage, and think about stacking your ribs over your pelvis so that you don't end up leaning back like that. So just little pulses there. And then we're releasing and just rolling those shoulders. Well done. Okay, from here, bring your hands onto your thighs. Chin to chest, we're going to come forward. Try not to let your shoulders drop forward. And take your hands down towards your shins, ankles, depending on how flexible you are, and then slide all the way back up. If your back doesn't like it, or if your head doesn't like going down, then just keep your head up and roll down to your knees. Otherwise, we'll do that again. We're going to do 2 more. So just stretching out through the hamstrings, allowing the lower back, the mid back and the upper back muscles just to release. And then come all the way back up. Okay, last one. And coming all the way back up. Well done. Okay, so let's just go into some little marching on the spot. So opposite arm, opposite leg. So making sure we're nice and warm before we start the strength part of our section. So we're going to use the bands initially to help us build some upper body strength. So strengthen the muscles of your arms and shoulders, but also make sure that your core is nice and active. Then we're going to come onto the mat and do a little bit of core work, side lying work as well. So we're strengthening the leg muscles, and then we're going to use our bands to help us stretch as well. Okay, 1 more each way, and then just come down. Last time, big sweep up with the arms, and then breathe out. Come all the way down. Okay, bring your hands onto your pelvis. We're going to hinge this time. So think about what a hinge does. You've got this sort of center of your hinge is your hips, and then you're just bringing your back forward, folding over that hinge. So your legs are one part of the hinge, and your upper body is the moving part. So hopefully we're not as squeaky as some of my doors. We don't go as we hinge down and up. So remembering as you hinge, to press into your heels on the way back up to activate those glutes. We'll do that 2 more times like this. And then we're going to add some arm movements in. So this time, instead of just bringing the arms out, we're going to take them out to the side. So palms up and then bring them back down. So palms up, push thumbs out to the side as you come down. So you can start to hinge, and then maybe you go into a little mini squat here as well. And push back. 2 more times. And last one, we're going to stay in that mini squat. Turn your palms up and thumbs out, little pulses back with the arms. Remember, you can do this in standing. You don't have to go to the squat. Hillary, sorry, picking on you here. I can't see you. Maybe that's deliberate. I can see your light. You can do this sitting down as well, and then coming all the way up and just roll your shoulders. Okay, take your head, look over one shoulder, and then look over the other shoulder and come back to the center. There she is. Okay, we're going to do our little hinge again. We're not going to come quite so far forward, and we're going to take one leg behind us. So Hillary, if you need to use a chair, or anybody, if you need to use a chair in front of you or some balance, something to hold on to, you can. And then come back up. So we do the same leg. When you take the leg behind you, imagine you can sweep your foot along the floor and try and keep it in contact with the floor for as long as possible. So a little bit of strength for that leg that you're standing on, a little bit of glute activation for the leg that's moving. And we're going to do 1 more, and we're just going to hold it here, and little pulses up to the ceiling for that hip with that heel. So you should feel this buttock working, but also this other leg that you're standing on is working pretty hard as well. 3, 2, and 1, and then come down. Okay, let's do that on the other side. So hinge forward, sweep your leg back, and then standing tall. And again, so use your core to support you. So as you go back, just a gentle navel in towards your spine. You don't have to do, it doesn't want to feel like it's you're really tight or you're really tense, but just support yourself. Okay, and then we'll come forward and hold it here. Little pulses up with that heel. Try and keep the leg nice and straight. Try and keep the pelvis nice and still as well for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then come down. Okay, so we go into our little offerings with our little squats again. So palms forward, squat down. This time when you come up, I need some more space. I'm going to go this way. When you stand up, take one leg behind you, press your arms away. We're going to alternate. So squat down, palms forward. Take your leg back, palms face down. Palms face up, but you're just spiraling your arms through. So lengthen and squat. If you can squat more, now go into a deeper squat. So if your knees are okay, if your hips are okay, etc., you can start to come down a little bit further. Good. And we're going to do one more each side. And last one. And relax. Hold on. Okay, have a little wiggle. So it should be nice and warm, hopefully. So we're going to pick up our bands. It's always really important to warm up before, especially before you do any strengthening. So we're going to start with our bands. Let's start with them around the back of our body. So if you try and get them as flat as you can, they will wrinkle up a little bit. Just around the back of your shoulder blades. So we're going to do some work for our arms and our shoulders. So we're going to start with, it's going to feel it to the top of the arms, but also I want you to really think about these lats here. So make sure you pull your shoulder blades down and give yourself plenty of space between your ear and your shoulder. So if you can see yourself in your screen, you don't want to see your shoulders creeping up towards your ears. So nice and relaxed, we're just going to exhale and push the band away. So straighten your arms and then inhale and come back in. So exhale, push away. And as you exhale, do you notice any work going on in your core? So as you push away, do you notice any work going on in this area here, in front of part of your core? So your core is not just your front, it's the side of your waist, the back as well. But do you notice any work going on in the front? So what we should feel is as we take our arms away from the body, especially when we're adding on a load, is that you can use your abdominals to help you rather than do all the work with your shoulders. We'll just do one more. And your neck, you want your abs to do a little bit of work. Okay, have a little relax there. So this time we're going to go push out in front, so palms up. It's called offerings. We'll add our little squat on. So we bend our knees, chin to chest, let's round our spine, and then stack up nice and tall. So exhale, push forwards, inhale up. So we've got a little bit of lower body work going on here as well as the upper body. 2 more times. And last one. Well done. Okay, so this time we're going to go on a little diagonal. So take your feet out a little bit wider, open those arms, not a diagonal, a rotation. So we're going to rotate to one side, look over your shoulder, and then as you come back to the center, just bring your elbows in. So push away, rotate. So working the obliques here, you should all know where they are by now, but basically they're the muscles down the side of your waist that help you with rotation. So part of your abdominal group as well. So breathe out as you rotate, breathe in as you come back. And one more time. Well done. Okay, just release the band, roll your shoulders. You will find that you get some tension through your neck and shoulders. So just always make sure you stop and have a little wiggle and have a little release. And we will, I promise you, we will stretch them out. My band is getting a little bit old, so it keeps getting all stuck together. If yours does that, just pause every now and again and try and unstick it. So this time you're going to take your arms out in front of you. So working more the anterior chest and arms. So nice and feet about hip to shoulder width apart. Nice and strong, so maybe just soften the knees, drop the tailbone down, and as you breathe out, we're going to pull your arms out to the side, and as you do so, draw your shoulder blades together. So you probably won't be able to see my shoulder blades, I don't know, maybe you can. I want you to feel that they're drawing together towards the center, and then you control as you bring them back together. So again, it's not just the top of your shoulders. If your hands hurt when you do this, you can try and wrap the bands around more around your fingers, or you could even turn your palms up and do it that way. Okay, so there are lots of different ways if your wrists or hands hurt when you do this. We're going to take that into a diagonal. So we're going to go up one way and down the other. This is where I find my hands hurt a little bit, and then go the other way. So we're not doing loads, so try and bear with it. It's not going to do you any long-term damage, I don't think, unless you've got wrist or hand problems. And then use your core, so you should be able to feel it, especially right at the end. So really pull the band right to the end of its resistance, so you get that strength through your whole range. We'll do one more each way, and again, and then just relax. Oh, roll those shoulders, and then you take your hand and just use your hand to give yourself a little massage through one each side of your neck. And I can tell you it does work, because I did the band class yesterday, and I can definitely feel my muscles this morning. So yeah, it definitely does work. Okay, so let's try and give the tops and the fronts of our shoulders a rest. We're going to do a little bit of work for the legs and also the back of the arms and shoulders. So stand on your band. Make sure you stand right in the center of it, okay? So and make sure that it's really underneath the balls of your feet so it doesn't ping off. And then just cross your band. Hopefully you've got your bands are long enough so you can cross it, and that will also stop with the pinginess. So we're going to go into our little hinge again. So hinge, and then just release the band down towards your feet. And then as you stand up, you'll find that the tension comes back into the band. So inhale, release down. Exhale, press your heels in, just stand up. So you're not really pulling on the band, but what you want to feel is that you're just drawing your shoulder blades down your back just a little bit, so you activate those latissimus dorsi muscles. So these are really going to, next series are going to be really good postural exercises. So if you've noticed that you feel that you're getting a little bit more flexed or rounded in your upper back, these are the ones for you. So we're trying to keep our back straight as we go down, and then lift up. We'll do that one more time. So we're going to stay up this time, and we're going to push back, pulse back with those arms. So you can do this without crossing. If you feel that the crossing is annoying you, it's up to you. So just pushing back. So we want to feel the back of the arms working, those triceps. So these are good preps for our press ups. So push back. So when you do this, you're opening your chest as well. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Okay, uncross your band. Allow your shoulders to roll. So big shoulder rolls up to your ears, and then allow the band to just let your shoulders drop away from your ears. And then we're going to go side to side. So lengthen them down one way and the other. So you shorten the band as you go to one side, and you pull it up as you go to the other. And then we're going to add that pull. So we're lifting the elbow up towards the ceiling. If you can see your shoulders in the screen, make sure you're not shrugging your shoulder. Make sure the movement comes by bending the elbow. And you can turn your head to the side that you're bending to. And we'll do that one more time. And we'll come back. Okay, so we're now going to go into a squat. We're going to add some biceps and triceps. So bend your knees, squat down, and then push your arms back. So again, Hillary, if you want to, just don't do the squat, just do the biceps and triceps, okay? So it's important to strengthen the upper back, but if your knees need a break, just do the arms. So inhale down, bend your knees, bring your fists up towards those shoulders, and then push back. Inhale and exhale. So you should feel the legs getting nice and tired now. We'll do 2 more, and should feel hopefully some work going on in those arms as well. And then stand up tall. Well done. Again, just roll your shoulders. Everybody okay? Okay, turn your palms to face forwards. We're going to think about just taking your thumb out to one side and then coming back. So it depends how strong your band is. I cannot lift my band very far because maybe I'm weak, but maybe I've got quite a strong band. But as I pull the band out to the side, again, I'm not just thinking about using my arm, I want to use my abdominals. So breathe out, engage your core, and you should find that you feel a little bit stronger, and maybe you can go a little bit higher. And again, just look in the mirror, make sure your shoulders stay down. We're going to do 1 more each way, and then come on back and roll your shoulders. Okay, so step out of the band now with your left foot. Keep your right foot in, and then you're going to cross your band once more. So we're going to take 1 foot forward and the other foot back. So the foot that's got the band around it, step it forward. Take your other foot back on a slight diagonal. We're going to bend down as if you're tying your shoelaces, and you'll find your band will go nice and slack. And then as you come up, straighten and push back with the band. So lower down, split squat, push into that front foot, press back, squeeze your glutes, inhale down, exhale, push back up. So you can stay with this if you want to. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, next time you come down, you're going to lift that back foot and lift it away and keep it away as you come up. So I'll show you sideways on. So you go down with both feet down, take your weight into your front leg, lift up just with the front leg, and then both feet come down. Oh, I forgot to lift my back leg. It is a lot more challenging. Okay, we'll do that one more time. And then let's do the pulses again. So just pushing back with those arms, pulse, pulse. So make sure your palms are, or your fists are facing backwards. 3, 2, and 1. Turn your palms inwards, push backwards, so you get more activation through your triceps. And then relax, well done. Let's switch legs. So take your band around the bottom of your left foot now, give it a little cross. We start with the right foot behind, we drop down as if you're tying your shoelaces, and then come back up, and as you come back up, just push your arms behind you. So breathe out. So lots of people don't like these bands, but I think they're so versatile because, you know, don't need much equipment, and you can really start to build up some strength. Okay, keep your foot, take your back foot away if you want to. So it's more of a balanced challenge, as well as increasing the load through your front leg. And let's make this your last one. We're going to stay here with that foot lifted or just touch down. And again, little pulses. So start with the fist facing backwards. 3, 2, 1. Turn the palms or fists to face inwards. 3, 2, and 1. And then relax. Okay, pop your band down. So hopefully you feel that you've done a little bit of work there for the upper body. So just roll your shoulders, use your hands, maybe just give yourself a little massage. Go grab a drink if you need to before we come down onto the floor. Okay, so have a big stretch out as well, breathing in and then breathing out. Okay, so we are going to come to the back of your mats. We're going to come down dog plank, do that a few times. So remember, you can come onto your knees if you don't want to do full plank. So we're going to lift your toes, spread them nice and wide. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, bend your knees. Walk those hands forward, coming into your either downward dog or just coming onto your hands and knees and doing some weight shifts. If you're in downward dog, pedaling out those feet, pressing one heel down and then the other, really opening out through the back of your legs. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Press the middle finger in to your mat. And then when you're ready from here, walk your hands forward a little bit. Bring yourself forward into your plank. And then as you breathe in back to your down dog. So exhale, plank. If you're on your knees, you're just maybe increasing your weight shifts, or option, maybe you could try it on your forearms if you wanted to instead. It's up to you. We'll do that one more time. Hold your planks. Nice and strong. Feel that energy coming from your hands up through your wrists, elbows, shoulders, from your core as well. And then pop your knees down and send your bottoms all the way back. Well done. All the way back. Have a little swish here. Okay, so walk your hands as far forward as you can. Start to shift your hips forward, rolling your pelvis forward, dropping your pelvis down, rolling your shoulders back. So we're going to inhale, send your bottom back. Exhale, slide your shoulders back and pelvis drops down. Okay, and again, inhale back, lovely. Exhale forwards. One more time, we're going to finish forwards. And then just have a little moment here, rolling the shoulders back. Try not to drop into that lower back so you're strong through your core. And then just have a little wiggle side to side. Have a look over one shoulder, drop your hips. And then from here, toes together, knees stay apart. let yourself drop all the way back. If you can get your head on the floor, that's comfortable, pop your forehead down. Otherwise, make a little fist or two fists and let your head rest on your fist. So it's just a way of taking the tension out of your neck. Relax your shoulders away from your ears and take a couple of breaths into your lower back. All right, so we're going to come onto our tummies. Before you do that, take your band and just wrap it around your back, or not really wrap it around, just put it on your back, and then lower yourself all the way down to the floor. Can you see me down here? I might just move my camera down a bit. Okay. All right, so on the floor, take your band behind your back, palms facing upwards and forehead down. So try and keep your buttocks, I was going to say buttocks, that was a cross between bottom and buttocks. Your buttocks nicely relaxed, and with your hands, you're just going to pull them slightly out to the side and at the same time push them up towards the ceiling. So you want to feel the muscles in the back of the arms, your triceps, and around the back of your shoulder blades working. You can keep your head down if you want to, or you can probably find that as you lift up with your arms, you probably lift your upper body and your forehead will come up as well. And then just release down, turn your head to one side. So we're going to do a few little holds there. So exhaling, pushing up and out with the arms, option to lift the chest and the forehead. Breathe here, just hold it for a couple of breaths, and then turn your head to the other side and come down. And again. So exhale. So again, these are great postural exercises for strengthening your upper back, strengthening the arm muscles as well. And then lower down, strengthening your hands. My hands get sore. And one more time. Okay, but on this one, let's do some little pulses. So just pulse your hands up towards the ceiling for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turn your head to the side. Release your band. Just roll your wrists and have a collapse in a heap. Okay, so we're going to take your band now and just bring it up a little bit higher. So it's going to be around the back of your shoulder blades. You want it to be as flat as possible. You will find it will wrinkle up a little bit in a second, because we're going to use them to help us with our lovely press-ups. So we'll pin your band underneath your hands and push yourself up onto your hands and your knees. So this is where the bands might get a bit pingy. So if you need to wrap it around, you can do. Again, I don't like it. I'm just going to hold mine underneath my hands. So your band should be around the back of your shoulder blades. We're going to cross our ankles at the back and shift our weight forward a little bit. So when you bend your elbows now, remember your head is going forward with your hands. You don't want to collapse into it. So you want to feel that you're keeping some tension on the band even as you lower down. And then create more tension, push up into the band, come up. So we're not going to go all the way down. So just come maybe halfway, hold, and then push up. If your hands are really sore, you can do these on your fists, remember, or even, you could even do some on your elbows. Okay, just lowering down and then pushing up. We're not going to do very many, so just do a couple more and push up, because we've already done quite a lot of arm strengthening. One more, and then just release back. Well done, everyone. Okay, give your hands a little roll, give those shoulders a little roll. I promise you, you might, don't worry if you wake up tomorrow and you're like, what the heck happened to my shoulders and arms? It will be worth it. All right, so we're going to do some side lying work. So strengthen the legs, give the upper body a little bit of a rest. So let's take your band around. Let's go, so if you can lie the same way as me, that's always helpful. So your band should be around your top leg. And then make a little pillow for yourself. Either use your elbow, or if you were at home, so grab a cushion, grab a block, pop it between your arm and your head. So just make sure your neck is nice and supported. So you're going to bend your bottom leg and straighten your top leg. Try and keep your band nice and taut. So we're going to lift your top leg. So what you don't want to do is do that and take your arm up as well. We want to use the resistance on the band to help to strengthen our legs. Okay, so breathe out, up, and in to come down. So these are really good. So if you struggle with things like squats or being on your feet too much, these are really good ones for strengthening those leg muscles. So lift up and lower down. So really think about lengthening the legs, pushing your foot into the band, so creating nice long muscles. So what I haven't said is keep that space underneath your waist. So if you lift your leg too high, you'll find you squash that space. So you actually don't need to lift your leg very high at all. Okay, from here, we're going to come into circles. So keeping your leg at about the same height as your hip, just start to circle around. And again, I promise you, I did this yesterday and I can really feel it today. My leg already feels tired. So I might not do as many as you. I might, if I stop, don't keep going. Yeah, my leg's sore. So just circle backwards a few more times. And then from here, we're going to sweep the leg forwards and then sweep the leg back. So as you take your leg behind you, squeeze your buttock. Sweep the leg forward. I should change the way I do the classes, shouldn't I? I shouldn't do the same one concurrently. Sweep your foot forward, sweep the leg back, squeeze your glutes as you take that leg behind you. One more time. Okay, from here, you're going to take your hands onto the floor and you're going to bend your knees. It just means the band is down below your knee rather than above it or getting in the way. And then you bring your knee towards your chest. Keep it up nice and high, push that foot away. So you're using, again, the resistance on the band to strengthen those muscles in your legs and lateral hip here. Oh, goodness. Breathe in, breathe out. It's really sore. Inhale in, exhale, push away. Oh, 2 more. You guys can do some more if you want, but I don't think I can physically do any more this morning. And 1 more. Okay, if you want to do a couple more, you can. Otherwise, have a rest with me. Is anybody doing any more? Come on. Oh, yes. Well done. I won't name and shame, but well done. Okay, stretch your bottom leg out now. Give your top leg a little rub if you can. So we're going to squeeze those inner thighs together. So lift your bottom leg towards your top inner thigh, and then lower down. And again, lift up. So we're toning the inner thighs. I don't know about you, but I can say this because I think we're all ladies on today. No Dad, no James. My inner thighs are not what they used to be. I've noticed over the last few years. So this is a great one for just toning those flabby bits in your inner thighs. Okay, well, 1 more. Lift up, squeeze the inner thighs together. Little pulses up there. Just checking with your neck that you keep your head nice and relaxed. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. That was hard work, or maybe it's just me this morning. All right, from here, we're going to roll onto our backs. Just have a moment. Just make sure we release any tension that might have crept into the lower back or the hips or the neck. So have a little wiggle there. Maybe just turn your head from side to side. You can tell me afterwards if it was just me being wimpy today or if you thought it was hard. But yeah, seriously, if I give up, feel free to just carry on and do a few more. Okay, let's turn over, let's go straight to the other side. So again, make yourself nice and comfortable. Take your band around the bottom of your foot, make sure it's not going to ping away. Okay, so we'll start off with a lift and lower. So pull your band in, we're going to lift up and then lower down. So think about creating that space underneath your waist, remember, so you don't have to lift your leg very high at all. And then as you push away, really push your foot into the band, so creating a little bit of tension in those leg muscles. And it's the tension tension isn't always good, but it's creating that tension or the firmness in the muscles that help to basically contracting the muscles, which help to build up the strength. Okay, let's do 1 more. And then come halfway, we'll go into our little circles. So we're circling, so this leg doesn't feel so tired just yet. We shall see. And then circle backwards. And then from here, we're going to sweep that leg forwards. And then pull the heel backwards, squeeze your glute. What I didn't say on the other side is your upper body is going to feel that it moves as well. So try and keep your upper body still and just swing your lower leg. So use your abdominal muscles to stabilize the upper body as you swing your leg forwards and backwards. And one more time. Well done. Okay, from here, we're going to bend your knee in. So take your band down towards the floor, bend your knee in towards your chest, and then exhale, push away. This is the killer one for me. Inhale in, exhale, push away, because you're working your glute, the lateral hip, and the gluteus medius muscle, which is one of your stabilizing glute muscles. Also working your gluteus maximus. So really push into that band with all your strength. How are we doing? I'm definitely stronger on this side. It's not hurting so much. And I'm going to do one more. Again, if you guys want to do a couple more, then feel free. Oh, okay, so when you're ready, take your leg in front, take your other leg out on a diagonal, check in with your neck. Again, make sure your head's nice and supported. We're going to lift and lower the bottom leg now. So squeeze those inner thighs together, lower down. I don't know if I've said this to you before. When I first started Pilates, I mean, it's a long time ago now, but I could barely lift my bottom leg. I could hardly lift it up. I just didn't have any strength in that leg to lift it up. And now I think, what was that? What was wrong with me? So really squeeze those thighs together. We'll do that one more time. See if you can lift up a little bit higher, and then little pulses there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower down. Ooh, well done. Okay. Roll onto your backs once more. Again, have a little wiggle. Just release any tension that might have crept in to the backs, to the hips, to the neck. So turning your head side to side if you need to, shrugging your shoulders and then releasing it down. Okie doke. So we're going to take your band now and we're going to pop it. We're going to do some more legs, but we are going to actually, no, let's do some core. We'll give our legs a rest, then we'll come back to the legs in a minute. Take your band. So if you need to lift your both feet up, take your band around both feet. Make sure it's not going to ping off. So if you want to, you can cross it again and straighten your legs out in front of you. You can do it with one foot in the band, but it should be fine for all of us to do it with both feet in. Okay, so you want quite a lot of tension in your band. So if you think about pulling your, you should feel, there's quite a bit of tension. It's not very slack. And then from here, you're going to nod your chin towards your chest. We're going to start to just release some of the tension in the band. So releasing your hands towards your feet, and abracadabra, you should be able to come up to sitting. Are we all there? Are we there? Just about? Okay, so if you didn't manage to sit up, maybe hold the band a little bit lower down so you've got more tension in the band. And off you go again. So as you roll back, pull the band up towards your outer thighs, so you've got quite a lot of tension in there. And then as you start to roll back up, release the band back towards your feet, and it should help to bring you back up. Well done. Okay. And again, if you're not getting on with it, Arlene, you seem to be fighting your band there. I know you can do roll-ups, so you can do it without the band if you want. Oh, you've got something else. Okay, do yours without the band if you want to. So chin to chest, use your abdominals, don't just rely on the band to come up. And remember, if you don't want to go all the way down and all the way up, I'll show you an alternative. You could just start on the floor here and do a little curl up and then come back down. Or you could do the opposite, you could stay up here and then just go halfway back. So pick which version. Okay, we're just going to do 2 more. Nice and controlled all the way back. Make sure you relax when you get to the floor. Exhale, release and come up. And we'll do that one more time. All the way down and all the way up. So can everybody finish up in sitting? So finish up in sitting. So you're going to take the band around one foot. Let's go left foot. Sit up nice and tall. So use the band to help you sit up tall. If you need to sit on a cushion, sit on a cushion. Lift the foot that's got the band around it, lift it up, and then we're just going to push away and bend in. So exhale, push, inhale, bend in. If this does not work for your back, you can do it lying down on the floor, okay? So you don't have to do it in sitting. So just do it a couple more times. All right, and then we're going to switch legs. So the easiest way, put your heel down, put the other foot in, and then take the original one away. So same thing again, sit up nice and tall, use the stretch on the band to help you as you bend and straighten your legs. So you get a little stretch there through the back of your hamstring. Okay, if we want to try both, we can. If that's not for you, you could do both with your lying on your back. So balance up and then press away, or you could do both. You could just do one again, sorry. So lift here and then exhale, push away. Make sure you use your abs and not your lower back. And one more time. Well done. And then from here, just allow yourself to roll all the way back to the floor. So you should have your band around both feet. We're going to bend your knees in towards your chest. Take your band in towards your knees, so it's inside your knees. And then just adjust your feet so your heels are together and toes are apart. As you exhale, push both feet away. Maybe not straight up, maybe on a little diagonal. So just going to do a little bit of core anterior abdominal work. So as you push away, make sure your lower back stays flat and your ribs stay down. If they're not, you could push your feet up a little bit higher. If you want to challenge yourself, press your feet, legs away a little bit lower, okay? Again, just make sure the tummy stays flat and you're not lifting or arching your back. Let's just do 2 more. And last one. And then from here, everybody sweep your feet up. Just enjoy a little hamstring stretch. Maybe have a little rock here, side to side. Just release off your lower back. So the other thing we could do here is to think about lowering our heels down to the floor. So we're not going to go all the way to the floor, just going maybe start with a few centimeters, and again, just check in with your back. So you want to stop before you find it, you arch your back and your ribs lift off. So keep your lower back nice and flat. If this doesn't work for you, keep one foot on the floor and lower one leg. Okay, so there are always options. If it still doesn't work, you can bend your knees. There's plenty of options. So lower down and come back up one more time. Okay, and then from here, we're just going to go side to side again. But maybe this time you can make your side to sides a little bit bigger. Use your elbows to help you stabilize this little cheat. One more each way, and then back to the center. Okay, take your left foot out of the band. Keep your right foot in. Left foot can either be flat on the floor if you want some stability, or lengthen that leg out. Hold on to the band in your right hand, and we're going to start to do some little circles here. So I want you to think about how you can make your circles as smooth as possible. So the movement and the control is coming from your hip joint. So I like to think of stirring a bowl of melted chocolate. So imagine a bowl of melted chocolate and how smooth it is as you stir it. Imagine your hip can move smoothly like that. And then go the other way. Somebody told me once they didn't like the chocolate image, they preferred melted cheese. I'm afraid that didn't work for me in the same way. But whatever you think of. And then from here, we're just going to do a little hamstring stretch. So hands, separate your hands so you're holding both ends of the band. And then nice straight leg, please. Can we pull that leg gently in towards you? If you want to stretch out your calf muscle as well, push your foot, pull your toes back, push your heel up, and you'll feel more of a stretch into the lower part of the leg. Oh, okay, let's do that on the other side. So switch legs. So we start off with our circles, hip circles. So again, trying to find that smooth liquid chocolate fit sensation in your hip. And then going the other way. So making sure that your legs doing circles, not squares or ovals, although I'm not sure exactly what mine is doing. It's not quite so circular as the other side. And one more time. And then hold on, both hands, drawing that leg in towards you. Again, if you want to stretch out through the calf, just pulling your toes back, lengthening up through the heel a little bit there as well. Relaxing the shoulders. And then when you're ready, just bend that knee, take your band away. Okay, have a big full body stretch. So lengthen through your fingers and your feet. Big stretch, stretch, stretch. And then just bend your knees and have a little wiggle there, side to side. So let your knees drop, maybe side to side, bring your arms out to the side. So we're going to do our stretches a little bit differently today. We're going to do our stretches in sitting, and we're going to use our bands because we've got them. So next time your legs roll to, let's go to the left, bring yourself up to sitting. If you've got a yoga block or a cushion nearby, I would grab it. I'm just going to grab mine. So you can sit on top. Julia, you can't do your funny sitting here because we're going to need your legs out in front of you. So you've got some options, right? Take your band, put it around your right foot. You can either sit with your legs out like that, if that is not comfortable. A nice way to do it is to put your foot in here. So it's like a hurdle stretch. So figure out what's best for you. The reason I've asked you to sit up on a block, for some of you, is that it helps you to sit up tall, takes the strain off your lower back. Okay, once again, make sure that band's not going to ping away. So maybe cross it and then face the long leg, face the leg that you've got the band around. And as you breathe out, we're hinging again from your hips. So you're not trying to get your head on your foot. You're not trying to do anything like funky. You're just hinging until you feel a gentle stretch into the back. For me, I feel it into the top of my hamstring and slightly into my lower back. And then just let your chin drop slightly towards your chest, but keep a little connection between your shoulder blades. Take a couple of breaths and then bring yourself back up. So we're going to take your band now into your right hand, turn your body towards your, if everybody's got a bent leg, I think most of you have, towards your other leg. Sweep your, should be your left hand up towards the ceiling, then relax your shoulder, and then you're just going to come over to the side. So reaching that left hand over towards your right toes. You're not trying to touch your toes. I gave up trying to touch my toes a long time ago. And then bring yourself back up. Okay, turn and face your long leg again. And this time we're just going to hold the band in each hand and do like a little sawing motion. So you're going to get a really nice, my band's gone all wonky. You're going to get a really nice rotational stretch for the upper back. So this is really great for you if you've been sitting at a desk all week. Or you've been, pretty static, just getting some lovely rotation through the upper back. So make sure you let your head just turn naturally as well. So it's turning on top of your spine. Good, go one more each way. And then just come back to the center. Okay, so let's do that with your other foot. So band around the other leg. Sit up nice and tall, turn your body to face that foot, and then you're hinging forward from your hips. Again, some of you, or most of us, aren't going to go that far. When you can't go any further, when you feel a gentle stretch, just allow your shoulders to relax, chin drop towards your chest slightly. Take a couple of breaths here. So remembering when you stretch, you don't want to be stressful, but you do want to feel you've got a gentle lengthening. And then sit up nice and tall. Take your band just into your left hand, turn your body to face your right leg, sweep the right arm up, relax your shoulder, and then reach those fingers over the top. Think about shining your ribs, so those ribs that are up towards the ceiling, shine them up even more if you can. And then coming on back up, and then turn to face your long leg, and then we go into that little sawing movement here, so getting that lovely rotation through your upper back. So turning one way and then the other. I think this is my favorite one of today. And then it just feels good moving my upper back. Go one way again and the other way, and then come back to the center again. So band around both feet now. Start with your knees bent, lift your chest, and then just take your chest forward towards your thighs. And then all we're going to do is just gently walk your feet away from you until you feel enough of a stretch into the back of your legs. So some of you will be able to straighten your legs fully, and then you'll also be able to bend further forward if your back isn't tight. If you're like me, I can straighten my legs, but I certainly can't bend any further forward. Okay, breathe in and out, and then when you're ready, just sit up nice and tall. Okay, take your band away. We are done with the band. So cross your legs now, if that's comfortable, or just sit in any way that you want to, so you can even sit with your feet together. Okay, sit up nice and tall, hold onto your shins. Inhale here and exhale, just allow your chin to drop towards your chest. Inhale, sit up tall. And exhale, relax. Okay, as you sit up tall, this time we're going to rotate to your left. Hold that rotation. And as you breathe out, come back. Do the same on the other side. rotate to your right, hold that rotation, or maybe you could even rotate a little bit further and then come back. So this time lengthen out your left leg. We're going to do a little glute stretch here and take your right leg across the top. So that might be enough for you to feel a stretch there. If you want more, you're going to hug your arm. So take your left arm around your bent knee. Take your other hand, place it behind you, and you can stay here, or if you want to, you can rotate around. And then you might feel a little stretch into the lateral hip and the glute, those muscles that we were working really hard when we were doing all that side lying work. So just take a couple of breaths here. Try and slow your breathing down now. And then coming back to the center, we'll do that on the other side. So hug the knee in, take it across, hit the foot across, give yourself a hug and rotate to the left this time. So just taking a couple of breaths, and you're using that arm to just gently draw your knee across your body. So you're just increasing the stretch. One more breath in, one more breath out as you come back to the center. Okay, feet together this time, knees apart. So stretch and open up through those inner thighs. So if you can hold onto your feet, you can hold onto your ankles, your knees, your shin, just wherever's comfortable for you. And firstly, we're just going to think about opening up your feet. So imagine you can look at your feet. So like you're opening a book, look at the soles of your feet. And that will just help you to open up through the inner thighs and the ankles. If that's not comfortable, don't do it. And then from here, just hold onto your toes or ankles, hinging forwards. When you can't go any further forwards, just let your head relax. Then maybe you could have a little rock side to side. If your back doesn't like it, just keep your spine nice and straight. Have a little rock side to side, and then release. Take your hands behind you, just keeping your knees bent. You're going to lift your bottoms up, push your knees forward, open up your chest up towards the ceiling. Just hold on to your head. So by that I mean don't let it drop back. Keep looking up or slightly forwards. Can you lift your hips a little bit higher? Squeeze those glutes. And then inhale, just touch down. Exhale one more time, push your knees forward, push your hips up. Open the chest and then lower all the way back down. So feel free to take your block or cushions away if you want to. We're going to roll the chest, just lift up here. Again, keep control through the neck and the head. Inhale, open the chest. So we did loads of work for those arms. So we're just going to do a little arm stretch, arm and shoulder stretch now. So you're going to take one arm across your body. You can sit however you like, doesn't matter. And then take that arm, reach down the back. So you're reaching your fingers down towards your bottom. And then we'll do that the other way. So opposite arm reaches across. Just hold it for a few seconds. And then reach down. And when you're ready, just release, roll your shoulders. Okay, so let's think about the neck and the top of the shoulders now. So take your time, just take a few breaths before we stretch them out. And then when you're ready, imagine a piece of string on the top of your head pulling you over to the right. So you're creating more space between your left ear and your left shoulder. And then take your left hand and either place it on the floor or take it round behind you with your palm facing backwards. And as you breathe, think about creating more space between your ear and your shoulder. So can you drop your shoulder a little bit further away? So try not to collapse down. So keep thinking about length through your spine. All right, really gently just start to roll that shoulder. And as you roll the shoulder, just bring the head back up. Maybe it will need to turn it side to side. Just do whatever you need to do. And then keep rolling the shoulder. So bring the hand onto the shoulder now. So nice big rolls. And then we're going to keep that elbow up towards the ceiling and we're just going to come over to the side. Take that left hand behind your head. So just opening up through the ribs again. Imagine shining your rib cage up towards the ceiling. And then gently come back up. Okay, let's do that to the other side. So piece of string lengthening you up. And then eventually you go over to your left. Take your right hand behind your back or onto the floor now and just concentrate on opening up through that front of your body. And as you breathe out, just try to drop your shoulder a little bit more. Can you relax your jaw here as well? So give it a little wiggle. And then when you're ready, just slowly start to circle the shoulder. Bring the head back up. Good. And then taking that elbow up towards the ceiling, coming over to the side, shining those ribs up as well. Big breath into the rib cage and exhale. Okay, both hands now on your shoulders. Really big circles. And then when you're ready, just bring yourself around onto your hands and knees. 2 gentle cat stretches here. So lift, send the tail up, send the shoulder blades back. You can look forward or just keep your head, your eyes down. It's up to you. And then as you exhale around. So make these nice and relaxed now. So we're not worried about drawing your navel in or trying to arch and as much as you can. Just make them really smooth and relaxed. Lovely. Okie doke. All right. So let's slowly make our way up to standing, but we're going to do some hip flexor stretches first. So step your left foot forward, tuck your pelvis under. Gently sweep those arms up. You're going towards your bent leg, so it should be towards your left side. And again, just opening up through the ribs. And then coming back, we'll do that one more time. Up and over. And come back up. And then gently switch to the other side, tuck your pelvis under, sweep the arms up, you're going over on an inhale, so you really open up through the ribs. And one more time, inhale, up and over. And exhale back. Okay, let's try and stand up without putting our hand on our knee. Well done. Okay, you've lost my head, doesn't matter. Okay, just give yourself a little, again, a little shoulder roll, bring your hands and feet together, inhale. Sweep those arms up. As you exhale, step to one side, fold forward. Feet back together, inhale. Last time, exhale, out to the side. Come back to the center, have a little shake and a wiggle. And there you go. Hope that sets you up for a lovely Friday. It's going to be a nice sunny day today. So that always makes me happy. Thank you very much. Thanks so much for joining us. Don't work too hard, those of you who've got to go back to work.
Thanks, Aileen.
Our pleasure, Julia. Take care. Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Aileen.
Have a lovely weekend. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.